I remember people would come up to me and always say, I watch you on the news all the time. Then all of a sudden it's, my mom and dad watch you on the news all the time. I share that with you as a setup to introduce the next person coming up to the podium. Way back in the mid-'80s, I was an intern at Channel 8, and one of the first exciting things I got to do, Marcella's listening now. Way back in the mid-'80s, I was an intern at Channel 8, and one of the first exciting things I got to do was run camera on a show they did called Sun Up San Diego. What a thrill for a kid. Anyway, the hostess at that time was Kathy Diamond. And so, Kathy, I have been watching you since I was a kid. Take that. Kathy is another Silver Circle member, class of 2007, and a San Diegan since moving here in 1983 to co-host Sun Up San Diego on KFMB TV, where she won an Emmy as Outstanding Performer. Kathy still works on air as a fundraising host for PBS National, as well as PBS SoCal in Orange County, and KCET in Los Angeles. She's here to introduce our next honoree. And Ena, I hope you tell the story that you told me yesterday. Ena has been touched by greatness. Kathy is here to introduce our next honoree, Ena Newell.
Yes, thank you, Artie. I don't really think about being old very much, except when the intern retired 3 years ago. Good afternoon, everyone. It is a joy to be here and to see so many wonderful, familiar faces that look just the same. We haven't changed a bit. And it's a joy to introduce, she doesn't need an introduction, but I'm here to do it anyway, one of my dearest friends and one of the most beloved figures in San Diego television, Ena Newell. Now, Ena is being inducted into the Silver Circle, which you know is an honor recognizing professionals who've made outstanding contributions to our industry for at least 25 years. Now, in Ena's case, she passed that milestone a long time ago. She's been making San Diego television better for 38 years. She's 12 years away from the gold. So, this moment is not just well-deserved, it is long overdue. Ena started in television in 1987, working at Coronado Cable Vision, shooting camera for children's shows. She's been a part of programs created for our region by ESPN, NBC, CBS, ABC, and Univision. These shows provided many award-winning sports programs: football, basketball, boxing, golf, baseball, you name it. She's had significant roles on entertainment programs, educational shows, and marketing programs over her career. To name a few, the live TEDx programs on border relations, recorded on US and Mexico borders, and it received tremendous accolades. She's done so much more, but I only have 4 minutes. And other people around the country who have worked with her wanted to say their little bit too, so I want to leave time for them. So I met Ena when we worked together at KPBS. I was producing and hosting a 1-minute show called San Diego Treasures. It was sort of a ripoff from Ken Kramer's about San Diego, but it was for PBS, and it was just 1 minute. And I worked with, Ron Stein was my editor, and Michael Gertis was the photographer, and Roland Lizarrando was the audio guy. And then I got a memo that said, all production details must go through Ena Newell. Well, that sounded a bit intimidating until I met her. I quickly learned that Ena was one of the easiest persons to work with, and truly one of the easiest persons to love. She's calm, not always on the inside. She's organized and unflappable. I told you I was going to say that, and you are. But more than that, Ena is always kind. She has this gift for making everyone around her feel supported and valued, and not just feel that way. They are actually supported and valued. She gets things done, and she makes it look effortless. And she does it with grace and good humor, and she makes you wonder, how in the world did she do that? Well, I have a clue. She doesn't ever say no. But we're working on that, aren't we? Yes. As executive director of the Pacific Southwest chapter, Ena elevates everything she touches, the Emmy Awards, student programs, community events, all with her trademark kindness and professionalism and heart. She's a leader, a mentor, a problem solver, and to many of us, she's family. And in fact, speaking of that, Ena is a magnificent mother, and her family is one of the most loving, close-knit, supportive families I know. And her 3 children are here, Liza and Tommy, her son Woody, and her daughter Amy, America, Amy. And I just want to congratulate you on your family of origin. Well done. Very nicely done. And for the rest of us, she leads quietly but powerfully, always putting others first, always focused on celebrating excellence and building community. And as I mentioned, she's loved by her colleagues in this area, with NATAS, and several people wanted to be heard from. So I've saved another minute from my talking about you to share what Tracy Billick, who is the executive director of the Rocky Mountain chapter in Colorado, had to say. Tracy says, come on, Tracy. Here she is. Ena is an executive director who strives to do her job in the best way possible. She's forward-thinking and continually seeks out best practices from the other EDs to make the strongest decisions possible for the Pacific Southwest chapter. She exemplifies the highest integrity and morality, and she is an absolute joy to work with. And from Jessica O'Toole, executive director of the Heartland chapter in Phoenix, Ena exemplifies what it means to be a dedicated and forward-thinking executive director. She combines professionalism and warmth in everything she does, striving to elevate her chapter and serve its members with integrity. Her enthusiasm for learning and her genuine care for others make her not only an exceptional colleague, but a joy to work alongside. Not to mention, she's an amazing host. And one more, we had to limit to just 3, from Diane Bevins, Executive Director of the Northwest Chapter. Ena, congratulations on your Silver Circle induction. You're calm and mild-mannered, yet mighty in your efforts to recognize, support, and honor excellence among your colleagues, peers, and the industry. On behalf of the NATAS chapter's executive directors and administrators, and all of us in this room, everyone, you deserve this honor. So let's raise a glass or a fork, if you've got one going, to celebrate a woman whose leadership and infinite kindness has enriched our industry for nearly 4 decades. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming up to the podium my dear friend, Ena Newell.
Oh, hello, everybody. Oh, thank you so much for this great honor. I really, really appreciate it. And, well, for me, thinking back when to begin with my career, I got the itch for entertainment when I was 4. I was in a play at the Goodman Theater in Chicago, had my 5th birthday, and I think that's where it all started. And as as Kathy mentioned, my first job in television was at Coronado Cable Vision, running camera for a children's show. And then fast forward, I landed a job with the X Games when it was in Mission Beach here in San Diego. And from there, so that was for ESPN. We actually won a national Emmy for that. And from there, they just kept calling me for every kind of sport. So I was doing audio and stage managing for basketball, baseball, football, even boxing, which that was rough. I was stage managing for that. So those were all the things that I was doing till I got this job. Well, the XFL, it was only for 1 year. I don't know if anybody of you remember that. But I was doing parabola, the parab on the side, to pick up all the sounds of everybody. And all of a sudden, I get hit. I got hit by a lineman. And then I fell to the ground, and when I kind of stumbled around and I stood up, I saw the clock said 2 minutes left for the game. So I'm like, oh, I have to finish. So I had to put the microphones back up onto the parab and get everything ready, finish the game. The whole time I'm up on the big screen. I didn't know, and they were saying all kinds of things about me. This was NBC that day, because we did NBC and Univision. We'd trade off in the LA Coliseum, and then we'd go to Las Vegas for the others. So I got it all back on there. I'm finishing the game, and then they won, and here they come with the Gatorade container, and they dumped it, and of course I'm standing in the way, and it got all over me. So yeah, that was quite an experience, but that was fun. I did lots of freelancing, doing TV and film, doing lots of different programs, and then I landed a job at KPBS. And from at KPBS, I was there for 2.5 decades, and so many good programs. Kathy mentioned them a lot, her San Diego Treasures. That cross-border program that you talked about was amazing. We had a control room on both sides of the border and ran cable through the wall, and worked with the Border Patrol, and we did the most amazing show, sharing cultures and ideas and things that our two countries could do together. So that was super cool. But the other story that I wanted to tell you is KPBS got the exclusive interview with the Dalai Lama, and that was at San Diego State. And KPBS set up a control room in the men's locker room. And we had lots of instructions on what to do, what not to do with the Dalai Lama. Be sure and don't touch him. That was a big thing. And so we're almost all set with everything. We get up there, and I'm standing by the door, and we still had 15 minutes. So I thought, okay, everything's getting set. Everything looks good. I'm standing there. All of a sudden, the Secret Service show up ahead of it. It was ahead of schedule, and he's right there with them. And he comes in. He grabs my arm, and he goes, "Would you take me to my seat?" And I got to lead him up there and seat him on the interview set. And I tell you, that was the best interview oh my goodness, it was great. So that was a big highlight in my career. I love that. Let's see. So I really want to take this time to thank my kids, because I wouldn't be anywhere without them. They are so driven, dedicated, and kind, and I love them very much, and I want to thank them and all my friends that are here. I thank you for this honor. It means so much to me. I have won 2 Emmys and then the National Emmy, but this means so much to me. Thank you, everybody.